In theory, we should be live. So hi, everybody. So let's call this BoD meeting to order. So in attendance, we have our Kingdom Prime Minister. We've got the Regional Executive Officer from Frozen Coast, the Regional Executive Officer from Lupin Moon, the Regional Executive Officer from Fairbanks, Astral Winds. And, we have the Regional Executive Officer from Ravenstone in at the nick of time, as well as myself. Did I miss anybody official in there? I think that's full attendance list. Does anybody have any motions they would like to make? You all fail horribly.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Anybody want to... Was that a second?
Yes.
Yay! All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Alright, BoD meeting is adjourned. Yay, thank you all. Alright. Oh, thanks. Alright, CoC meetings. CoC meeting. Sorry, I don't pluralizing. First things first. Jason, do you have any dungeon crawl updates for us?
Nope. We were focused on Grand Academy, so Dungeon Crawl went on pause for 1 full week.
Oh my.
I know, but this week now we're going to ramp up advertising again. I was trying not to fill the boards with too much static by posting a bunch of DC stuff while Grand Academy was posting their stuff. So now that Grand Academy is done, we're going to start ramping it up again. We do have, for those of you guys that are paying attention to the event page, we've got over 200 people that said they're either interested or going. We'll have months to advertise and get people jazzed up for it. So that's a good sign. In addition to that, we found some new advertising approaches. I found out that there's several schools in at least the Matsu School District, and I'm going to look into ASD as well, that have actually have formal esports teams for their school, and they compete with other schools because apparently colleges get scholarships for that stuff now. So the schools support it. So if we can get 100 high schoolers show up and pay $50 at the door, they can come play some video games and maybe jump into some amp guard and become officers 5 years from now. So I guess I do have an update. but yeah, so we're not really slowing down. It's a little bit of a breather for this other stuff. We're quite along. I'm gonna go out and take a look at the site either tomorrow or Wednesday. That's the only break between Christmas events out there at the site, so I can check out power infrastructure and things like that, get pictures of where all the outlets are. Yeah, I do need you guys to give me money. Need the money so that I can start doing things like printing 500 color flyers and things like that. I don't know what stage what stage of the process that's in, but
so
if you guys can just, if anything, if you just, we'll say this is directed at Mara, if you're able to just give me updates once in a while of where we're at with that, that'll help me plan accordingly.
Yeah, if you want to meet sometime this week, I can get you a card.
Oh, okay, sweet. That's a good update.
Okay, yeah. So I have one other thing to tack on, just for those people that have a hard time with URLs. I added a section on the AK AmpGuard page for DC as well, which is pretty much a rip of all the relevant information from the actual site page, put in there along with a few other links, including to the Facebook event page, the buying tickets page, and the actual event page itself.
Okay.
So just in case people have a hard time typing and, end up in the wrong spot.
If I type in the DC at the end of the game,
Right. It's hard. I work at a job. It is darn near impossible for some people, though. So.
No,
We lost someone.
Yeah, we lost Sean. There's one thing that would be really helpful too, is if you're able to make sort of top of the page banner ad for DC to let people know that that's coming up, and maybe even have like an atomic clock. That would be really cool.
Does anybody else want the atomic clock? I hate atomic clocks.
You don't want to count down to the event?
That's
awesome.
Why not? I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it. but
Red likes it.
cool.
Okay, if we have somebody else that wants it, that's fine. I just personally hate them. I think they're ridiculous. But we can do it. Make that
Well,
happen.
even if it's not a clock, if it just has a countdown of days, you know, one of those
Sure. Yep.
days with Christmas shopping remaining, kind of those maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool.
We should talk about how we want to do the banner, because we'll need to pull some graphic or something to make that happen.
Sure. I mean,
best
I've
way.
got stuff posted all over the place that you can steal from, or I can get you graphics.
Right.
Is there anything going on with DC that the council has feedback for me? You guys want to look at or feedback?
I'm going to hit you with some stuff about coronation, but I want to meet with the regent first.
Okay, so
Coordinate that.
let me tell you how coordination and court and everything's going to work from my side of things. I've created a space. I put a spot on the schedule. That's as involved as I intend to get.
Okay.
So I mean, you guys, it's like your room. Do whatever you want with it. Mara's in charge of the tavern, so there's your prime minister. The three of y'all can work it out. If there's anything you need from me, let me know. I'm just gonna do my best to stay out of your way and focus on the other stuff that needs to happen. So, if you need something specific, like that time slot and that physical space is all yours.
Okay.
The only thing that I want to know is what's the budget? Is there a separate feast budget, or is that part of the budget? That's what I want to know.
I think that should have been part of the DC budget originally.
No,
But-
I'm fine either way. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I can work it into our budget if I have to.
I know that previously we have had separate line items in the budget,
Sure.
but not always.
I think we might have done away with that.
Yeah, so I know that sometimes it's been, but not always. So
But it lets us be more flexible. If the piece is bigger than we anticipated, we can spend the money, so we can pull it from the rest of the budget. Or if the piece is smaller, then we can use it on other means, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it can totally be worked into the budget. So just let me know. I'll work with Adeline, I guess. We're gonna spend, and then I won't spend that money so that she can.
yay!
Okay. Anything else for our no updates on DC?
I'm sorry. I guess I have all kinds of stuff for you. I didn't realize how hard I did working on the background.
Yep.
I guess.
That's why we talk about it, right?
Okay. Actually, I have one thing I'd like to request from you. Since my schedule is way more flexible than yours is, we have these meetings right here where I give you guys updates. But I think that we should set aside some time in your schedule to sit down and do. Just make sure you have all the information you want or need for the event.
Okay.
As you know, just you're apprised of what's happening. Just let me know when you want to do that. But I would like if you're able to do that, even if they're 15-minute meetings, just bring me up to speed on stuff.
Okay. We'll figure that out off the camera.
Okay.
All right. Is that pretty much it for DC? Does anybody have questions for him at the moment? Nope. Okay.
I got nothing.
Cool.
Any feedback? You all can just tell me I'm doing a great job. Take that too.
Good job so far. Grand Academy recap.
Yeah.
Shelby, tell us all the awesome things that we missed.
Oh my gosh, we missed a lot of awesome things because there was a lot of awesome things happening. 4 days of just constant go, and it was great. The attendance was fairly small, but very dedicated attendees. People who attended generally were there for at least 3 days. So it was really awesome. They got a lot of good stuff out of it. Definitely some lessons learned. So I'm compiling sort of an after report of lessons learned so that we've got that documented. So for 2019, we can make some additional improvements. The facilities were incredible. Thank you very much to Drake and Zenkai for making those two facilities available to us at zero charge. That was a huge part of why the event is going to turn out to be a break-even event, because we got those facilities for free. And they were amazing facilities. Like I I couldn't think of anything better than those facilities. The only thing is if I could move Reddington Junior Senior High School closer to town, that would be ideal. But
And maybe
the facilities themselves are great.
maybe pause on the freezing rain thing too. That was fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Yep, I agree with that. But we had super dedicated attendees who were willing to break those roads. Incredibly dedicated instructors. Deli drove down from Fairbanks to teach classes and participate, and then drove back up to do some stuff, and now he's here tonight. Staff drove up from the peninsula for his class on Saturday, and then drove back home so that he could get to his games on Sunday. Like, it was really awesome to see that type of support from some of the instructors, and I am sort of eternally grateful to the people who donated their time so generously. Additionally, as we did have a fairly small turnout, a lot of the instructors are, donated. I absolutely appreciate who are willing to do that. So,
All we need for the future is a place to sleep.
yeah, and also more time on the announcements, right? So finding the facility and getting those nailed down took a lot longer because things were looking good, and then the price tags would get involved. As like, make that work, it's not feasible. But now that we have good locations locked down, we do a lot earlier planning for 2019. And I think that we've built up a lot of really good enthusiasm for the event again. It's been 3-4 years since we had one. A lot of people just didn't know what Grand Academy was. So spend a lot of time after the event educating people on these are cool things that you can learn and walk away with. Attend.
We had 3 non-amp garters show up.
Yeah, they were super consistent attendees.
They took classes the whole time.
And they had a blast. It was great. It was great.
Awesome.
So there were some, challenges that we ran into, some communication gaps that we definitely want to improve on next time. And I think it would be nice if we made a group effort to prepare to be prepared to support those events collectively. But that just, we just need some more communication about sort of what the Council of Crowns expects from an autocrat and who's doing which wrangling of logistics.
Well, does anybody have any questions? Nope. Alrighty.
Nothing here.
The big item for tonight then. I'm going to move on if that's alright. Okay, I'm getting a lot of audio feedback. But anyways, Wolf's Cry 2019. We received 2 bids, and hopefully you guys have had a chance to look at it. I think that we can pick one tonight and move forward and let those people know. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to discuss about the bids that they saw?
I don't like them. No, let me specify.
Yeah, I was like, maybe some specific feedback.
The bid from Kraken, I was a little disappointed in how empty it was. There's still a lot of gaps in there that I would hope that an autocrat that was putting it together would have, solid plans, such as who their team was. And I'm going to go out on record as saying that with an event like this, I like it when there's one person in charge of it. So that's something I wasn't really excited about with the other event bid. I don't know who's in charge of it.
I had the same thoughts with the double autocrat thing. In general, you get a worse performance if two people are responsible for the same thing. My experience, anyway.
From my understanding, I thought Mara was in charge and Blue was kind of her, what's a good word for that? Like her helper person, like.
In the bid, Blue is listed as the autocrat, and Mara is listed as the co-autocrat. I don't know how that breaks down, but if before we choose, if we were to choose that bid, I would like to see one of those two people be listed. The other one wants to be listed as assistant autocrat, that's fine. But I wonder who's in charge.
Well, Mara is here. We can ask her, probably.
We could. Explaining what.
Yeah.
No, I'm putting Blue into the chat right now. Because, I mean, I don't want to be like, yeah, no. Me.
Steal it from
F
him. Show him who has the...
Me, F him, but he's responding to his messages.
He is responding. Okay. You want me to get an invite for him?
Me?
If we do that, should we also not invite Kraken?
Yeah, we should try to grab him.
It'd probably be the fairest way to do it.
Yeah, and then if he's not available, how do you guys want to play that?
Well, if we're going to let any of the autocrats have a chance to address the council,
It needs to be all of them, so we're gonna not be voting tonight if...
Or we can just vote as they stand and not anybody.
Right.
That is accurate. I will not put any information in there because you're not able to ask Kraken.
Jacob. Jonathan Jacobs. Oh my god, computer. All right, while we wait for that response, so I'm going to give him a minute. Holiday schedules. Have you guys all had a chance to confer with all of the necessary people to figure out when your gyms will be closed? Yeah, go ahead, Red. Go ahead, Red. Yep.
So we will be playing on Thanksgiving, and I have a pull up to see if people want to play the day before Eve, because I didn't know if people were going to be busy or not. But the center is open for.
Awesome. Cameron.
I talked to the folks at the Salvation Army, and they said that they don't have any days that they're closed for Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. So.
Okay. Sean.
We have the key for the Matsu gym, so we can get in there whenever we want, basically, as long as we, reserve the day. So we're good.
Okay. So you guys planning? I guess I should have asked this individually, but I assume that when you say you have the facility, that your intention is to continue running games per normal, straight through.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Austin, on the spot.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. UAF. Who knows, right?
So
you
you
can
can.
shut down for a pretty big chunk of time.
Yeah, so you can. We have a soft closure for the university. We can still reserve it technically and still have it for us technically, but usually, like the police department who unlocks it goes on skeleton staff and like doesn't actually do it. So it should be good for us just to close it and say we're not doing it, because in the past we've said we can do it and it didn't happen.
Okay. So that's for Christmas break for the 2 weeks. I can imagine when that timeline is, but are you gonna announce for your folks here pretty soon that you'll be closed? Give them plenty of warning. Awesome.
I'll figure out the specific times that the university is in that, and I'll post that.
Okay. Awesome. Do any of you have planned absences personally for those time slots? No. I will not be around.
I will very likely miss this coming Sunday, Thanksgiving. I've only got a few miles before my truck's gonna get an oil change, and I can't get an oil change till Monday.
So you think you will miss the 25th, this upcoming one?
Yes.
Okay. I will be out of town and likely I will be 4 hours outside of the time zone of everybody here. And so that puts me gone for the 22nd of December. And in all likelihood, I will not be a reasonably functioning adult on the 29th of December either. So if I do stumble by, it's going to be like in zombie status. So just in case, you know, Cameron or anybody else that's local tries to hit me up for something, not going to be good. But we should be good for the CoC meeting on the 17th of December for me. And that, yeah, so I won't miss any CoC meetings due to the holidays. And then just in case you guys aren't paying attention to the schedule, so we'll have one on December 3rd, December 17th. Then we skip the 31st, thankfully, for New Year's. And we'll resume on the 7th of January. And then the 21st of January. And then after the 21st of January, you guys might be free. Ish. I may put you all on retainer to help bring the next CoC, you know, if there's questions or issues going on. But you might be free. All right, still waiting to see if Kraken, he's not responding. I can burn through my other announcements, though, real quick. So for those of you watching from home, which may be nobody, but just in case, the new castle design documents are due on November 30th. So that's slightly less than 2 weeks. It's 2 work weeks, although this week isn't a full work week. But anyways, look at your schedule, look at your calendars, November 30th. Is the close date for Newcastle Designs. And then if you would like to run the Three Barons Ren Fair, the closing date for those bids is December 10th. That's to give us time to review them and figure them out by the following CoC meeting. And then in awkward turn of events, I decided to make the Alaska State Fair. That's our big money maker from this last year. The Alaska State Fair bids will be due on January 1st. So New Year's. That gives us, again, time for the CoC to review your bid and then discuss it on January 7th, in which case we will need to make a decision fairly quickly because the entity, the organization that runs the Alaska State Fair, or not the, no, sorry, I'm mixing that up with Three Barons. But anyways, still, January 1st is the due date for the Alaska State Fair bids. And then we had originally planned for Dungeon Crawl 2020 bids to be due in January, but that has been postponed until after DC of this year and will be due on February 25th. So all the folks that are currently in these hot seats may not be on the council to decide that. So lucky you guys. Alrighty, that was my list of announcements. Does anybody have anything else they want to throw out there while we're stalling for time?
Quick question on the castle
Yes.
design. Do we have any submissions currently?
Do we have any, sorry, any what?
Submission.
Not officially packaged submissions, no. There's been people that have tried to send me, you know, those half-baked ideas that I said didn't count. So, no, nothing yet.
Okay. Just curious. I'm working on one myself, and I was wondering.
Awesome. Yeah.
I got one coming in.
So we'll have to figure out how we want to approach that, since it sounds like there might be 3 members sitting in this room that would want to throw in bids for that. Right, you can't vote, but the other 2 can, in theory. So we'll have to figure out what our approach will be for that. But, you know, we'll see if
I'm probably willing to vote for anybody's idea that I think is better than mine.
I'm not.
He's hard set on his or the highway. All right, so it seems like Kraken's not available, so how do you guys want to proceed? Do you want to hold off on the vote for this so that they can make any edits or additional information, or do you want to just vote as is?
I think we should hold off on the vote.
I don't know. I want to give them enough time to do what they need to do.
Do you guys want to hold off? Okay. Sorry, I'm reading messages. Oh.
Well,
Shelby, not right now.
Meeting?
All right, so our next meeting is December 3rd. It's 2 weeks from today.
So how much time does that give them to set up then, if we decide then?
And we're talking about Wolf's Cry. I think that's still reasonable. That gives us time. That still gives them time, gives us time. I think that's reasonable. So let's table this one, unless anybody wants to object right now and force a vote. Nope. Okay. We're going to table this one, and then we will figure out what our questions are and get them fairly to these guys about their bids. So, does anybody have any other content for the open CoC meeting?
I got nothing.
Nope. All right. Then I am going to say good night to everybody, and everybody that's on the meeting, stay, because we're going to do a little quick close session. But good night to everybody else.